Hello everyone, it's Leo, and it's time to talk about episode 37 from Star Twinkle Precure. I am here with the Twinkle Stick because it's been a while since we saw the Twinkle Stick in action in the series, and in this episode, Southern Cross Shot was used, and you guys know how much I love this attack and how much I love this weapon. It's really precious to me. But anyways, episode 37 was very nice, it was fun to watch, lots of different things happened, and while it wasn't a really key episode for the series, we had a little look on Capard's past and we were able to understand him a little better. You guys know my husband Capard now has a backstory and I love it. So let's talk about it. The first thing I want to talk about is the opening, because now we're seeing shots from the movie. I mean, we saw them in the last episode as well. Episode 36, it's when it started, but now we saw another one, and I must say how beautiful everything is looking up to be. I think this movie is going to be a blast. It's already airing in Japan, lots of people are seeing it, but for us Western fans, it's going to take a while for us to be able to watch this movie. It's usually released in March from the next year. So we're already going to be watching the new 2020 Precure season. So if you want to talk about the next season and theories and everything, there's a video here on the channel about Precure Miracle Leap, which is the All-Stars movie from 2020. And we're touching on a few things about the next season. And one other thing about the opening that I really liked was the constellation dresses. We've been talking a lot about the constellation dresses in the past weeks, and now we were able to see them in action a little bit, and I was really impressed because they look awesome animated. Even the Virgo one that I personally didn't like, it looked gorgeous. I was in awe. So let's go to the actual episode now. This was kind of a Halloween episode in which they played dress up. And I talked about, I talked in the video that I talked about the episode names that Uma was going to appear in this episode. But I didn't know that Uma, the word, is also a word for cryptid. And so the title was talking about cryptids, not actually Uma, the creature from the movie. So no Uma for us. An is the character that's appearing in the series and in the movie. But, so we had a dress-up contest in Mihoshi Town, and the girls obviously wanted to participate. I mean, Hikaru's class needed to be number one, and that was very nice of Himenojo, wanting to snatch that trophy. And so they all gave their all thinking and creating costumes representing creatures. Another thing that was very nice was that character that I don't remember the name, Hikaru's friend. He was calling Lala Loon, and he was saying Kirayaba a lot with Hikaru. But not only that, there was one time in which he said Kirayaba Loon, and that's so nice. I really love him. He is an amazing character. He's so fun. Whenever he appears, he is a lot of fun. And so the girls went. We had Elena with her family, all dressed up as flowers, just like Sonrisa. A little interaction between Lala and Elena's brother. I really like that because they had a moment in that Elena episode. So they have a bond. So that's very nice of the writers to remember that and to put that in the actual episode. And Elena wasn't happy with only one costume. She decided to get another costume and do a trio with the other girls. So Elena, Madoka, and Uni all dressed up as cat girls. Well, Uni did not need to play dress up at that time, and I loved that as well. So, well, now a question for you. Which was your favorite dress up moment in this episode? Which was your favorite costume in this episode? For me, it's Elena the cat. It's not a secret, but I'm gonna have to say a special mention, an honorable mention. Purunsu de Purunsu. What was that? What was that? Ikemen Puruns killed it for me. I can't even say. I can't even start, rationalizing it. It's Puruns stole my heart. But talking about stealing my heart, this episode was pretty special. It was pretty special because we saw Capard. And the first time Capard appeared in this episode, my husband is sexy. He is sexy. What was that? I'm sorry, Nico. I've seen that plenty of times, in private situations. But anyways, we saw Capard. Capard was kind of sad in this episode. He was trying to reflect on things. He was trying to analyze things. And he was just chilling in water like he always does. And then he ended up going to Mihoshi Town. And when he got there, he saw lots of people dressed up in costumes. And he started remembering his past. He started remembering what happened when he was younger. But we didn't really understand right at that moment what that represented for him. And so as the episode went on, we saw Capard taking pictures with people. I mean, his tsundere ways were gorgeous. I loved it. He looked really cute all in this dress while people were taking pictures of him and with the not-todays and everything. It was gorgeous, It was just like, it was so funny. I loved that moment. But the Curious met him, and then he used his powers to attack people and to transform his weapon, and the Curious transformed as well. But not only that, they didn't simply transform. They became Mihoshi Town girls. I think that's the name. So we had the biggest reference to Tokusatsu. Tokusatsu slipped my mind. The name Tokusatsu slipped my mind. But we had a big reference to Tokusatsu at that moment. So the girls transformed. They all had their names. Mihoshi Pink, Mihoshi Green for Lala. No doubt about her color now, right? Mihoshi Yellow. But before Elena gave her name, she had a Michael Jackson moment right there. Mihoshi Purple, Mihoshi Blue. They all transformed. They all did lots of their poses. It was so fun. And for the first time, we didn't see Elena kicking. Actually, Miyuki used Mihoshi Kick. I was waiting for Elena to use that move because Elena's signature fighting style is kicking. Cure Soleil's fighting style is kicking. And so the fight was pretty interesting. The girls were just there, having their fun. People were loving seeing that. People were just having fun. And then they went on to fight Capard in a more private setting. Not private, but people did not bother to go after them. It's pretty cool. And then when the fight was happening, it was interesting because we had a moment between Capard and Lala, Capard and Kirimyuki, and they showed a little bit of their own resolves. The first thing that's interesting is that the fact that Capard showed what happened to his planet. In his planet, it seems that lots of different species lived. Lots of different people from other planets lived in that planet. But something happened. We don't really know what happened and what drove some specific species to steal all the water from Capard's planet and completely destroy it. But the biggest fact was the fact that we had different species from different planets living there. That's, at least for Capard, that's the biggest thing. And he told Lala, you are here on Earth, this is not your place, something will happen and will ruin your whole experience. And so Lala started sharing her own experiences as well, and she also shared a very nice moment of her trying to reflect on creatures and trying to understand them on her own. She's using Earth's culture of studying, not really relying on the AI, what's very simple and what's a direct thing for people from her planet. And so she was just there. She was just learning and reading and trying to understand things. And the whole combat about what happened was very nice, I think, because, Capard has a reason, because what happened in his planet cannot be changed. And I feel like what happened to him had to be you have to take it into account, to understand Capard better. But at the end of the day, it feels like the best experiences are the strongest in the argument. And so Lala's side ended up not winning the argument because we didn't have a closure to that argument. We didn't have something that's saying, well, this is the right one and this is the wrong one. This is the right side and this is the wrong side of the argument. We didn't really have that in this episode, which was nice because, you know, Capard has a reason because of what happened to his planet. You can change that. But the fight itself, we didn't really have like many big confrontational moments, but it was nice. We didn't have stock footage in the middle of the fight, but we saw the Star Twinkle attack and Pure Cosmos individual attack as well. Interesting. And so at the end of the episode, we had the results. The results were amazing. I mean, Elena, girl, you snatched 2 different trophies. Girl, you're the best. I love you. And, you know, overall, a great episode. It was very fun to watch. It was, like, chill and kind of sad in some moments with Capard. But, you know, I really liked this episode. So much fun. And next episode, Twinkle Imagination. We're going to learn about it and we're going to see what Twinkle Imagination is. I'm very curious. And like, things will get very interesting in episode 38. And episode 39 is an Elena episode. You guys just imagine how excited I am. And one last thing. The villain at the start, Darkness, the villain at the start was very strange. I felt like he's a machine. I feel like he's a machine now. I don't know why. Anyways, guys, that was my view on episode 37. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time. Bye-bye.